Hello, America. Dave Hodges here, host of the Common Sense Show. We are the show that's freeing America one enslaved mind at a time. We're brought to you by Noble Gold. Listen to me and listen to me carefully. Gold has outstripped every other investment that's out there. There is nothing that's even close right now. This is absolutely fantastic stuff. And you need to have gold in your portfolio. Should it be the only thing you do? No, we always say to diversify, but Noble Gold's at the forefront. I have been associated with them for 10 years as an advertiser, 9 years as a customer. They're the best there is. And if you get in right now and you could do a qualifying account, IRA, 401k, you're going to get a gold coin. And a gold coin will vary, but it's beautiful. But that's not why you do this. You do this to avoid Dodd-Frank. That can take your retirement, that can take your bank account, and they don't need any justification. Now, if they take it, it's going to be because the banks are in trouble and there'll be a bail-in. Don't let them bail in the majority of your assets. Let Noble Gold help you with this. Least you can do is call them to find out their perspective, and they'll give you an honest analysis. Now, here's the deal. All you got to do is call 877 646 5347, 877 646 5347. Now, the FTC wants me to say there's always risks involved in investments. We agree with that. So proceed carefully, but they never push you. They know that. They let you go every step of the way on your own with you leading. They are there to answer your questions. 877 646 5347. Man, oh man, oh man. We're going to get into the Massey political race and who's really behind it. And Israel is trying to buy a congressional seat. I am absolutely stunned by what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I am stunned. And you should be too. You should be furious. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, this will become a very, very important piece that we do here. Very important here. And I'm going to try to pull up the recording on this. This is going to be off the charts inflammatory, but accurate. We're going to look at what people actually, the main culprit in the Israeli attempted buying of a congressional seat, which sets a very bad precedent. It's very public. They're not hiding it. It's all through the Israeli press. We're going to show you that as well, too. And we can't have that. I mean, I want a good relationship with Israel, but they have no business interjecting themselves into a political race. What's between Donald Trump and Thomas Massey is between those two. And the nation of Israel shouldn't be coming in with a bag of money trying to influence the results. And am I upset? Oh, I'm beyond upset, ladies and gentlemen. If I could gain control of the presidency for one day, I would cut off relations with Israel for a week while I removed all their lobbying. But not just Israel's lobbying, every country's lobbying. No one should be lobbying or interfering in an American election of any kind, ever, ever. Do you agree? Do you agree with me on that? Well, I hope you do. Okay, I think I've got this prepped. I'm going to get Tucker's reaction to some of this. The main culprit here is Miriam Adelson, Israeli born, okay, here in America. When I first reported about the Massey situation, and this was last week, it was a $14 million infusion. First, it was a 10 million, and then 2 days later, it was 14 million. Yesterday it grew to 25 million, and today I just read something on X. I said it's $32 million from the Israeli lobby to get Thomas Massey out. Now, if you missed our previous broadcast, you're going to want to listen to it because I highlighted 4 areas that Massey is differentiating himself from Trump, and the beneficiaries of what Trump is trying to do are all Israel at the expense of the American citizens. And I laid it out carefully and I gave finite details on this. There's no question this is going on. 32 million. This is the most expensive congressional race in the history of the United States. There's nothing close to it in terms of House of Representatives. Anyway, let's take a look at what Tucker has to say about Miriam Adelson, the main benefactor for Massey's opponent, Ed Gallion. Oh, jeez. Mr. Ed, the talking horse. Here we go.
Miriam Adelson is spending whatever it takes to take the seat away from him because he committed the crime of describing how things actually work in the U.S. Congress. Anyone who gets the idea that maybe I'll get to Congress and tell the truth about how things actually work, will be crushed. If they are successful in doing this, crushing a man, defaming a man, slandering a man, attacking his family, purely for the crime of telling the truth about them, about how they operate, about the nature of the Epstein class, then you have to wonder, why are we voting in the first place? What is the point of all of this? Is there a reason to participate in the process? If in the end some Israeli casino lady can come in and just determine the outcome, that's not democracy. It's just straight up teeth-bared oligarchy. It's shut up and obey. And so while we can, it's probably worth doing whatever it takes within the bounds of the law to prevent that from happening. Because crushing Thomas Massie for the crime of telling the truth is itself a moral crime. And yet in Washington, the only people who are punished are those who told the truth. And at some point that has to stop, or the system itself lacks all legitimacy.
Excellent commentary by Tucker. Coming down here, let's take a look at some headlines. Okay. Um, Look at this. This is from the Jerusalem Post. Miriam Adelson pledges $250 million for a third Trump term at the White House Hanukkah party. No reason celebrating the Jewish religion. I think that's fine. Absolutely fine. I have no problem with Trump endorsing any religion because our First Amendment says we have freedom of religion. But what I object to, two things here. Number one, this foreign lady does not deserve to be in our elections whatsoever. Never, ever. Not one day, not $1, not one dime. She needs to be out. And honestly, if she wants to be this pro-Israel and break our election laws, which I think she's doing, I'm actually talking to an election lawyer about this here, and I'll do a report if I find that's true. She absolutely, I think, should be deported for breaking our laws. Well, DHS and ICE are doing that right now, arresting criminal illegal aliens and deporting them. Why should she be any different if she's breaking the law? And I'm saying if she's breaking the law. The other thing is here is too is one person shouldn't be allowed to donate $250 million ever, never, ever, ever, ever. There needs to be campaign limits on this. So you have a foreign entity here buying elections. Now, Trump does not deserve a third term. Why? Not because of Trump, because it's unconstitutional. If he lives natural lifespan and gets through this 4 years here, he'll have served 2 4-year terms, and that's the constitutional limit, period. End of story. Do not want him there a third term, because then we become a dictatorship, and elections are no more than formalities. And man, I hate to disagree. I hate to agree with the Democrats. I really do. But a third term for Trump would mark a dictatorship, a fascist dictatorship. And I totally agree with that. It's unconstitutional. Now look at Adelson here. Her $32 million are going to this clown right here who refuses to debate Thomas Massie. He's the opponent in this congressional seat, and he looks good on paper. Navy SEAL, bravely served his country. But we don't know what he stands for, except he's standing next to who stands for him, so he stands for her. He refused 8 times to debate Thomas Massie because he has no positions. What's your position, Gowrine? It's whatever Miriam Adelson and Israel tell me. Are you on fire yet? Are you? Elections in America should be about Americans having elections. No foreign influence whatsoever. $32 million of Israeli money to buy a congressional seat. Let me leave you with this thought. If this is allowed to succeed, then this is a message to every other person in Congress that wants to challenge prevailing opinion that Israel should be setting our policies. We'll go to war when they say go to war. We'll increase our defense budget just to support their war. We'll support their business agricultural interests by granting Monsanto and Bayer immunity from prosecution for glyphosate poisoning. I could go on, but this is very, very dangerous. It inhibits anyone in Congress having a backbone like Thomas Massie standing up to what's going on from this White House right now, which is the pro-Israeli agenda, and saying, no, we're not going to do this anymore. And yes, we're going to get the Epstein files out. Oh no, these people are going to block it. Not tolerating this whatsoever. And you shouldn't either. Folks, this ends in a draft with boots on the ground in Iran. That's where this ends. Do you want that? If you have people that you know in Kentucky, you need to say, get the hell out and vote because you're saving America. We can't allow them to set the precedent that they can buy a congressional seat. And that's what's happening here. Because then we become the United States of Israel. We're just an entity like any other state. I've had it. Have you had it? Let's get to work.